I feel like just one session will be enough for you to be like, yes, we would have lost hours to this game in
Oh
college,
no,
or
I've
no.
watched people play it, and I've watched the game, and I've been like, oh no, we would have been fucking gone.
Oh, I don't need to. I don't need. Yeah, I don't need to have played the game. I've watched enough of it to be like, yes.
Like, I would have been sitting there fucking talking about Lethal Company instead of Dota.
Probably would have been less toxic too.
Probably, mildly, maybe. Like, I don't know. Well, see, the other thing is with Lethal Company is that at its base, it's like alright. I don't know where it's gonna go though, right?
Honestly, they've got such a solid formula. I don't think they need to add anything. I think they just need to focus on bug fixes and maybe adding new stuff like once every 6 months. Maybe.
I think a couple more maps would be nice.
Oh, well, yeah, like I said, adding stuff once
Yeah.
every 6 months.
I don't know how to
Like-
feel about more enemies.
Yeah, like
The 3 enemies I've encountered have been enough for me.
now I will say, adding a little variety probably wouldn't be terrible, but like,
Yeah, but it's like, because I personally, if there would be anything in Lethal Company from what I've seen that I would like to be changed, I would like every enemy to have a counter, whether that counter is kill them or not. Right?
yeah.
I would just want every enemy to have a counter. Because there's not a lot of fun in losing to something out of your control. That's why FromSoft games are a blast for me, because when I lose, most of the time it's because I was like, I'm fucking stupid, I shouldn't have rolled, god damn it, why did I do that?
Yeah. FromSoft games have managed a pretty solid mix of like, that was my bad, not the game. That wasn't the game's fault.
Sometimes the game's just like, fuck this man in particular, but
Yeah.
I think the most times I've been like, this was not my fault, was Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Because they liked to hide enemies.
Oh, and
weird
the
spots.
magneting. The magneting pissed me off in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, that wasn't great. Dark Souls 2 was probably one where it's like, okay, this feels like the most unfair Dark Souls, but it's also a good one to start people on in terms of difficulty. And they did,
That's fair.
in their defense,
Yeah.
they did fix several complaints people had when they released Scholar of the First Sin. That collected all the DLC in the base game into one, with reworks to enemy placement.
Okay. Well,
They did fix that, at least.
Yeah, but it's like, I really, really hate it when a game has a mechanic, as I'll call them, because whether that's like, how the level works or whatever, a mechanic that is just there to punish you. There is no purpose to this mechanic besides punish you. You can't counter this mechanic. You can't avoid this mechanic. You can't preempt the mechanic. There's nothing you can do about the mechanic. It's going to happen. It's going to punish you. And then you just have to take the loss.
Oh,
the mechanic exists
shit
to make you suffer.
Well, it's the thing that FromSoft mastered that other games haven't. In FromSoft, the only time that the game and I are not playing by the exact same rules are large monster type bosses.
Right.
Every enemy I fight up to that boss, we are playing the same rules.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Several of the bosses, if they're roughly my height, maybe a little taller, we're still playing by the same rules. Up to a certain height. Once they get past that height, they get slightly different rules. Like fighting Gwyn. He and I are playing by the same rules by the end. But if I go to fight Artorias has a different rule set because he's almost twice my height.
Right.
Which it's funny to me that the final boss operates on my rules and the DLC boss does not.
Yeah. Whereas, like, great example, the game Sifu. I want to play that game. Unfortunately, um, I play by a different set of rules for the game, and I'm not a fan of that. I go to punch an enemy in the back of the head. They snap around to block it. I see an enemy
Yeah,
coming to punch me in the back of my head. I don't snap around to block it. I just take the hit, even though
yeah,
I was hitting the block button. It's like, I don't like that. And I'm willing to admit, I do need to get good at that game to progress, but I don't like when I'm given one set of rules and the enemies are giving us a
yeah,
different set.
and it's like I
It's not
understand
fun.
sometimes where it's like, well, we can't make the AI actually use said mechanics that the player uses because the AI is just fucking stupid and it doesn't understand how to long-term think how to use resources. That's why that's why in like all the Civ games and like Stellaris and shit, the AI is always given like this fucking infinite resource well, no matter what, because the AI doesn't understand how to build buildings. The AI doesn't understand how to properly play the game beyond creating units, moving those units, and fighting you.
Yeah.
Like, when I show up and it's like, oh, wow, this civilization is already like an age and a half ahead of me, and they've only got one city.
Yeah.
And they're not India. How did they manage this?
Well, right. It's like every time you confederate people in Total War, you look at it and you're just going, what? Why do you have 4 of this building chain and none of this? And what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, they're like, that's like the worst part is whenever you fucking confederate with the AI, it's just like, what the actual shit is going on here?
My favorite thing is that it's more effective to take cities away from your ally, build them up to level 5 with an actual infrastructure, and then trade it back to your buffer state so that they have a real city set up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And like,
You
know,
also have to
that's the thing,
prevent
like,
them from destroying anything. That's a whole nother. Yeah.
yeah. And Killionaire was pointing out a thing about the
Oh yeah,
dance
that's another thing I really fucking loved about all the Dark Souls bosses is they actually all moved to a timetable that is musically laid out, and the dancer specifically says "fuck that timetable" and does a different timetable. So they literally they because like it's like honestly, watch the video. It's a great fucking video. It's like an hour-ish long. It's about the music of Dark Souls and how it connects with the bosses. And it's like they literally go frame by frame about how the boss animation plays out in tempo with the songs and shit like this, and it's some wild shit. And it's why like the dancer fucks with your head, because the game has taught you to think in beats, and then the dancer operates on a completely different music table.
Is this only in Dark Souls 3?
No, they did it for Dark Souls 1 as well.
Okay. That explains why in Dark Souls 3 sometimes the boss just goes ham on you
Yes.
because they're matching the music. 2, that explains why boss fights felt so bleh throughout all of Dark Souls 2 aside from the one DLC dragon fight.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know,
Because if they didn't do that for Dark Souls 2,
I
that
can't
would
say whether
explain
they did or
stuff.
not. All I know is they did for Dark Souls 1 and 3.
Huh.
But yeah, no, it's some wild shit, and like it goes deep into like the psychology and how just the sound is pairing with the visuals, and it's creating like this pattern in your brain, and how the developers play with you using it, and it's just like fucking Jesus Christ. It's like actual Mega Mind shit.
Huh.
But yeah, no, it's interesting stuff. Yeah, But yeah,
Something
to get
else,
back to
man.
the point of Lethal Company, as I don't like creatures that are just. It's why I hate horror games, right? Horror games that I don't have a gun in.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? I don't like horror games where you can't fight back in any capacity because it doesn't make any sense. I'm running from this horrifying monster. I've passed shotguns, pointy sticks, fucking rocks.
Well, it's not just that.
Bro.
It's like
Bro, I'm a southerner. You bet your ass I'm gonna punch that thing before figuring out if I need to run or not.
Well, it's not,
Like-
but like it's not just like a southern thing. It's
I'm gonna take
wow,
a swing.
this
before-
is
I'm gonna take a
terrifying.
Yeah, it's like, listen, I'm gonna take a swing
Human
first.
response.
Yeah, fight
throw
or flight.
rock.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
fight or flight response, and it's
I think humans are unique in that we have a fight and flight response.
well, as some people like to
There's-
joke, it's the flight, fight, fuck.
Yes, but
Oh,
you see, Max, if you
don't like
choose
that
the
last
option,
one.
yeah. You see, Max, the problem is if you choose the fire and flee option, you only roll 1d6 for your flee instead of 2d6 for your flee.
That's fine. This thing's only got a 1d4 for chasing. It's fine.
No, it's got a 1d4 for its movement, and then it has a charge range of I heard you talking shit.
Real.
What's the worst it's gonna do? Kill me? Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, again, less of a threat to our generation. Oh no, what's it gonna do? Kill me? Don't threaten me with a good time, baby.
Right, but that's what the point is. Like, I don't like horror games where I can't fight back. It's part of my personality is I wouldn't run. Like there's a very
I get
small
where you're
list of
coming
things I
from.
would run from. You know,
I get where you're coming from, man. I share the exact same complaint with horror games. Like that's why survival horror is a little more interesting, or
It's
survival
only-
action horror. is a
yeah,
little more
survival
interesting.
action
It's like,
horror. Yeah,
okay, fine. I can't kill the thing because it'll just get back up. But you know what? I can still beat it down to get some breathing room.
it's why I
if I'm
liked
putting-
Dark Souls. Not Dark Souls. It's why I liked Dead Space. You can understand why I mixed those up.
Yeah,
Dark
definitely.
Space?
DS2. Well, it's got a DS. Dark Space.
You know what?
So
No, I want to see that now.
That just got like significantly more fucked up.
Oh gosh. Oh boy, you gotta listen. It's not Peregrine. It's Dismember Gwyn.
Yeah, right. But no, but seriously though, like Dead Space 1, Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3, like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls. They're abbreviated DS. It's in my brain. It's like shorthanding it. So Dead Souls.
No, that I can understand now. If you gotten confused with Dead Effect, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, so it's why I liked DS2, Dead Space 2, and Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 was like.
Dead Space 3 is best enjoyed with a friend.
Yeah, it is.
Especially
okay,
when you
okay,
get to the
look.
breakdown.
This is
cutscene.
what
Yeah.
I'll say about Dead
No,
Space 3.
why are you just randomly shooting, bro? It's like they're enemies. Why else? Like Dead Space 3 is not a horror game; it's an action.
Yes, yeah. The
here's the
Dead
thing, Dead
Space 3
Space 3 is not a-
gaslights you. It's great.
Hey, that's hilarious. But here's the thing: Dead Space 3 is
Yeah.
not a bad video game. Listen, I look at Dead Space 3 the same way that I look at like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Is it a good
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed game?
Yes.
No. Is it a good Dead Space game? No. Is it a good game? Yes.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
I loved both times I played.
I loved the secondary weapon attachment idea. I thought that was so cool. It's like fucking yeah. Isaac Clarke is this engineer dude who is literally slap jobbing so much shit, and you know what does he do? He fucking puts two guns together. Awesome, so good. It's not a horror game.
No.
It is absolutely best enjoyed with a friend because it's just a good game.
It's specifically you need to play it with a friend in voice chat for
Oh,
the
yeah,
full
100%.
experience.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you get to those cutscenes where it splits between characters,
Oh yeah,
like
100%. It's so good.
I think you played as Isaac in our playthrough. Didn't you? Were you playing as Isaac? Was I?
I was the soldier.
Yeah, and we start going through an area, and you're like, Max, what's up with all the nutcrackers? I'm just like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm just fucking talking about all this shit that's happening, and Max is like, Sneaky, are you okay?
And then we get to another section, and I start on Sneaky screen, I start freaking out and just shooting at the walls.
Yeah,
Because on my screen, I'm dealing with a horde of necromorphs
yeah. I'm like,
that
Max,
Sneaky
what the
can't
fuck are
see.
you doing?
Listen, the team
So
that
that's
made
in
that
your
game put
perceptions.
their fucking heart and soul into it.
Oh, absolutely. I wish more games did shit like that. It's hard, obviously. I understand why they don't, but I just wish more games did it, you know?
Honestly, I think Dead Space 3 did it well because they
Yeah.
picked their moments. It was like 4 moments in total, but they picked them and they picked them well.
They're good
Well,
moments,
see,
yeah.
I was gonna say that's the thing. They did it super well. I just
Wish it wasn't Dead
waiting.
Space. You know what? If they hadn't called it, what was the conversation we had, Sneaky? The game would have been better if it had been Dead Space with a different name and was just a 200-year-old prequel.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Like if we had just stuck with the soldier boys that we first meet,
Like,
it
if
probably would
if they
have been
just kept, if
probably
they
would have been treated
they could have
better.
called it something like, Dead Moon or some shit like that.
Yeah, considering what happens in the DLC, that would have been appropriate.
Right, exactly. Just call it like Dead Moon. Say it's like, oh yeah, it's like taking place in the Dead Space universe, and then you find out the time period by playing the game. And yeah, no, that would have worked just fine. Yeah, it's a terrible Dead Space game. I love Dead Space 2 so much. I don't know how to feel about Dead Space 1. It's alright, but it's very clunky.
Here's the thing. I like Dead Space 1 a lot. No question about it being clunky, right? No question. However, I think it sets up. It's fun enough on its own.
Yeah.
Dead Space is definitely a series where I recommend that. Like, no, definitely play 1 and then play 2.
You have to play 1 first. Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. But it's like, when Mass Effect 2 came out, I had great fun with it. Even though it was a departure from the formula that I originally got interested in, it was a good game still. I enjoyed it. The story was good. Whatever, When Mass Effect 3 came out, however, I tried to go back and play Mass Effect 2 again after I beat Mass Effect 3 to try and, make a new character, do the whole thing. And I could not play Mass Effect 2 anymore. Because Mass Effect 3, much like, in my opinion, Dead Space 2, it took the formula of the previous game and just, in every way, it was better.
Yes. Yeah. The only reason I ever went back to play Dead Space, Mass Effect 2 was because I was like, you know what? Was because I'd just gotten the Legendary Trilogy. I was like, all right, we're gonna go back. We're gonna do the Grand Tour. I know 2 isn't as good as 3. We're still gonna do it. Right? Just knuckle down and do it.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, but to the point, Dead Space 2 is a horror with action. Dead Space 1 was horror, but you had a gun. Dead Space 3 was just action.
Well, it was action with
with a little bit of
really
horror. Yeah.
I mean, there were a couple jump scares that legitimately got us.
Yeah.
One of which was just an enemy that neither of us noticed because we're tunnel visioning.
Yeah. Yeah. But with Lethal Company, there is some enemies in Lethal Company that you just can't do anything about. I would prefer it from the behaviors I've seen of these various things. I would like it if the coil heads couldn't open doors, so you could trap them.
Yeah.
Well, there's an enemy that can open doors. Oh fuck! I didn't run into those.
All of them can.
In my 1 hour.
Oh yeah, no, all of them can.
Oh no. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, the thump. Well, no, they fixed the thumper. So the thumper didn't slow down because of a coding error. Now it does slow down actually constantly.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they fixed that. But like, there's the. This is a good enemy setup. There's the fucking Flower Man, Sneaky Boy. What the fuck is he called?
Fuck if I know.
Flower Man. He was referred to as Flower Man, so I'm gonna call him Flower Man. Oh, Bracken. The Bracken, for example, can't be killed. He goes through doors, and he can follow you outside. However, you can ward him off by looking at him and then looking away. He will run at you if you don't look at him, and he will run at you if you look at him for too long. But if you acknowledge him effectively and then look away, he will back off and just kind of keep stalking you or switch to someone else.
Oh.
I think that's a cool counter.
It treats it like a game, if I remember.
Yeah,
the
effectively.
description I read.
Yeah, it's
It
effectively.
basically wants to sneak up and kill you, but if it sees you, like, fuck, you got me. Okay, backing off.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
so
it's
you saw
actually
me.
really funny because if
So
you're
it's a
dead,
weeping angel that plays red light, green light.
no, that's the coil head.
Oh no. Great, there's two. Great.
No, the Bracken will actively run at you if you're looking at it. The game you're supposed to play with him is if you spot him, you're supposed to acknowledge that you spotted him because he'll like hide and peek around corners and shit. And if you don't spot him, he'll rush you. But if you acknowledge him and then look away, he'll be like, all right, reset time. I'll count to 10 again, and then basically just keep playing until you die. And he can't be hurt, which I'm fine with because there's a mechanic that handles him in a nice fashion. But it's really funny, though, how the AI has to handle this interaction because if you're a dead player and you're, just spectating other players, you'll sometimes see the Bracken mimicking their movements. Like if the players crouch, the Bracken will also crouch and just walk behind the player until they either stop or turn around, and it'll kill them.
Like that he will literally be right over your shoulder.
It's so fucking funny.
But so wait a minute. A defense against the Bracken is just don't stop.
Sort of.
Keep looking back on and off.
The AI on it, it's a little bit schizophrenic, but the actual counter to the Bracken is look at him and then look away. Not stopping is kind of difficult because you have to stop to exit the zone and pick up things.
I see.
The shotgun doesn't work on the Bracken as far as I'm aware. I might be wrong.
The Bracken.
You can kill the Bracken?
Yeah.
Oh, one taps?
I'm on the wiki. It says shovel HP 3 hits.
Oh, well, all right. I've literally never seen anyone do it, but okay.
I've seen like clips of where like modded sessions where they run into like
well, that's the problem is that they're modded, so I can't.
Yeah. Looking at the wiki of the ones that cannot be killed, it's the slime, the ghost girl, some spore lizard, coilhead, and something called the jester.
Oh, the jester is the
Jack in the Box.
The Jack in the Box, yeah.
Yeah, everything else can be killed in some capacity.
Well, the giants can't die unless the earthworm eats them.
Oh, I was looking at the indoor entities.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the other thing is I hate the giants. I fucking hate the giants. I know. You can kill the nutcracker for the shotgun. I know. I hate the giants. I hate the terror worm. The terror worm is the worst because you don't have a move speed high enough to evade it. It's like if you get really lucky and you're like on the outside of the spawn sphere for it, you can get out. but like most of the time you don't. It's also the only thing that kills the giants, but you can't really rely on that to kill giants. But like I said, like there needs to be counters to some shit. Because it's just like it's not fun otherwise. It's like the fucking eyeless dog and how it's allowed to wander into your base, your little ship. And it's like, okay, so the enemy that sees by detecting sound is now inside the ship, which produces a sound to get into it, produces a sound to close the doors, and produces a sound to leave.
Yes.
It's like I get it. Oh, it's Lethal Company. You're supposed to die, but it's not fun, in my opinion, to die because of arbitrary game mechanics that you have no power to handle.
Yeah, that's completely fair. There is a point where unfair design is just actively hindering.
Yeah. Then the bees. Yeah, the bees, another one I really fucking hate. Yeah, it's why I didn't really like pick up Lethal Company, even though it got a bunch of popularity. It's like, yeah, sure, I could have, I didn't really have people to play with, and I could have just played on public servers, but
See, that's a game I do not understand. Playing on public servers.
Oh, why? Because it's a game based entirely around teamwork, and 90% of the time they either have their mic off or they're not speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's just the game itself just didn't interest me too much. Like if I had a dedicated group to play with, I would be fine with it. And I'll probably enjoy it enough. But like, nowadays, while I'm already having backlog issues, it's hard to find time to really dedicate to playing one single game for several hundred hours. I mean, I accidentally do that to a lot of games, don't get me wrong, but that's because I'm a single-player obsessed moron who really likes single-player games and will play them for several hours because I'll blink and then suddenly it's, 1 a.m. in the morning.
I mean, part of that is your own innate, like, neuroses.
Oh, absolutely, 100%, without a doubt. But yeah. So anyway, point being, let's do some. So I'm feeling in a sciencey, sci-fi mood right now. So let's see what we got here. No. Let's see. Movies. We got any good things for the movies? Oh, sure. High School Musical.
No.
Anyone up to date on that?
I don't know. Do they keep making more?
No, they did.
I thought they did.
There's only 3, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, I didn't think there was more than 2.
Oh,
they're not still.
They made a 3rd one for graduation year.
What?
The sequel, High School Musical 2, was in 2007. High School Musical 3 Senior Year was in 2008. Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure direct-to-DVD spin-off was in 2011. And High School Musical 4...
What do you mean 4? No, listen, the Sharpay one was already like, wait, I never heard about that. And now you're telling me there's 4?
In early 2016, Disney announced the 4th installment was in the works. I'm going to assume that never manifested.
I'm going to assume the same.
Well, hold on now. I think we know why, because in 2019, Disney announced they were going to release the High School Musical, the series. High School Musical, the series. A TV show.
You are forbidden from speaking.
Disney's forbidden from making things.
Direct to Disney Plus. The series, titled High School Musical, the series.
Speaking, please.
What the fuck?
Focuses on the newly enrolled set of students replacing the original High School Musical cast.
I was so sure they were going to call them all back to reprise their roles 10 years into the future.
They all became teachers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you could have them be like they're all teachers, and they see the students like putting on their own musical, and they're like, "Oh, remember the old days? Yeah, we can still do it. Let's go!" And then they have their musical number.
And then everybody goes, "God damn!"
Their musical number
never sing
will
again.
it'll just be the pep talk to get the new cast like hyped up.
Well, that's their first musical number, but then you can have, like, in the finale musical number, be like the teachers then come on stage and do their own thing. And you can make it even worse by having them be all stuck in the past and do, like, a song from 2004 as, like, when we were the kids.
Oh, man. They just break out into, like, whatever the most popular song of the first movie was.
Oh, God.
We're all in this together.
I didn't want to start it. I'm so glad Sneaky was on the exact same page.
Thankfully, I've never seen that.
Well, I had to see it. I had to see it multiple times because I had what was known as two sisters.
I'm sorry for your pain.
Me, my brother, and mom watched each of those movies. We all enjoyed them, but we didn't keep rewatching them. It was just like once or twice. For
oh my god, it was every fucking week. It was like at minimum once a week for like a whole year.
I think that's part of the reason that like I was one of the few folks in my friend group that didn't have like burning hatred for those movies, because like I didn't have anyone forcing it down my throat. I didn't have any siblings that wanted to keep watching it over and over and over.
High School Musical El Defaso Argentina is a spin-off for the Argentinian market.
I'm sorry?
Why is
Thriving
adaptation? Oh god, Sneaky's just got the fucking wiki page up on stream and it's like,
of course he does.
The Brazilian spin-off!
Wait. High School Musical on stage and High School Musical the concert.
There was also one for Disney High School Musical China, also called High School Musical China College Dreams, which is a Chinese version of the American series taking place in college.
Can you stop talking?
No.
Okay.
Film Business Asia critic Derek Ellie rated the adaptation 3 out of 10.
Ooh, that is
Damn.
that's just sad.
And called the choreography by a former Madonna dancer Ruthie Aichigusuyui and all the songs bland. However, Ellie picked the 3 songs as half memorable, being The Ballad of Rainy Season, Perfection,
Memorable. Oh,
half memorable, and the climactic I Can Fly, which doesn't quite succeed as being the uplifting ballad it tried to.
I see.
oh,
Damn!
Savage. That's just savage. Like, god damn.
The High School Musical, the concert, the series.
What?
You know,
no.
we used to joke about
no,
that.
you're lying.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I was about to say. I didn't see that in the 3 seconds I was looking at that on the stream.
What? They made... Wait, okay. Wait, how many books did they make?
Wait,
they made...
what? There's books?
Yeah, they made... in June 2006, they made High School Musical, the junior novel, the novelization of the film. This novel hit #1.
Oh,
High School Musical 2, the junior novel. High School Musical 3, senior year, the junior novel.
Here's the thing, the junior novel thing makes sense. That was a big hit for them from like 04 up to, I assume, at least 2011, because that's when I graduated high school.
Shortly after the success of the original novels, Disney announced a new book series called Stories from East High would be published. They produced also 6 video games.
Okay, hang on. Are they all sing-alongs or something?
Maybe?
Wait,
no, they are not. Only 3 of them are.
They're all music video games in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
So it's probably a bunch of, like what, half rhythm games, half sing-alongs, probably?
Something like that. High School Musical Sing It, High School Musical Making the Cut, High School Musical 2 Working This Out DS. Of course.
I'm not surprised there was a DS game.
Can you guys guess what generation that game was made for? Like every other game of that generation, which was Pokemon DS, fucking Mario DS, Legend of Zelda DS. It's like, oh gee, I wonder what version of the fucking platform this is for.
Definitely
The Intellivision.
Definitely the Switch.
Yeah. High School Musical 3 Senior Year Dance, High School Musical 3 Senior Year DS, Disney Sing It, High School Musical 3 Senior Year. Damn. Disney hits high notes with the tweenagers, says Industrial Sector Times Online. Not really. It was quite specific what sector of kids it hit. And it wasn't teenagers. It was girls who were teenagers. And younger. I did not meet many a men who had anything positive to say about High School Musical.
I watched High School Musical for one reason. I was forced to.
To get laid?
No. I went to a Christian high school. You think anyone was getting laid?
Yes.
Yes.
The stories you shared, absolutely.
I mean, A, yes, probably, but B, I certainly wasn't one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, even chat says yes. Anyway, so Star Wars. Let's see how Star Wars is doing.
Oh God, can we not?
Star Wars continues to exist.
I heard they finally admitted Kennedy screwed things up.
Something like that, yeah.
When did they admit this?
Oh, this past week.
Can you get me anything? Like I'm not poking. I would love to see the article or something.
Yeah,
about
like
this.
listen, if there's an article on that, I genuinely want to see it. Because I would love it.
She absolutely did.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. She's a large
I like
part
to
of why
see
it went downhill.
Yeah.
See some receipts.
Anyway, let's
I would like these receipts for ammunition in the future.
Indeed. Talila Lintra, a Star Wars story by I Hate Classic clones. Ironic.
Excuse you?
This is story about Last Jedi pilot Tale Lintra and her life, and what if she survived hangar bombing, somehow she fight the war. How does this have one favorite follow? The dude's gotta have favorited and followed his own story. That's the only explanation. This is their only story, and they joined on the 4th.
Is that something?
That's what I saw.
Do?
What's that, Max?
Is that something you can do?
What?
Favorite your own story with your own account?
Yes.
Oh, that's
you
weird.
can do that?
Yes.
I'd be shocked if you couldn't. It's like you can upvote your own post on Reddit to make yourself feel better.
If you can review on your own
story,
you can't.
And it just does that to you automatically. You don't get a choice in the matter.
Oh yeah, and if you upvote it, you actually go to 0 upvotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually unupvote your own post, and you go down to 0.
Wait, it's saying new Disney report. Is this like the financials?
Yeah, it's probably the financials. Prologue, pip 322 ABY. Linta Farm. I am now 10-year-old, so now my father trusted me to fly his A-Wing.
No.
Okay.
That escalated quickly.
Unless you're... Oh, shit, I'm trying to remember. Damn it. This was, he was from Rogue Squadron. Or no, he was from Wraith Squadron. Shit, Sneaky, what was the guy? He was like a super famous actor. From like child propaganda films for the Empire, and the rebellion wouldn't take him, so he bought his own fucking A-Wing and showed up, and the rebellion was like, well shit, he's got his own pilot, he's got his own fighter, we kind of need him.
I don't know.
Fuck. He's one of my favorite characters, because it's like, so why did you join? Well, the Empire used me in their propaganda films as a kid, and I didn't like that, so I bought an A-Wing and decided to murder them.
Indeed.
Are you okay? No.
Child author probably just discovered fanfics.
I think you found a pretty healthy outlet.
Yeah.
Of all the things he could have done, that's not the worst.
No, it's not. Yeah. Hello, man.
I mean, no, it's not. They also had the only intelligent Gamorrean, and boy, were they not afraid to make his story depressing as shit.
Yeah, I remember that one a little bit.
Are we talking about Star Wars?
Yes. His prized possession, it was military fighter. He flew during war, and now he used it to dust crops. That's...
yes.
I'm sorry,
Garrick
what?
Lauren.
What?
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute, guys. Hang on. I have a huge problem with the Star Wars authors. This person is supposed to be an extremely good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Went from one of the rare people who went from child star to successful actor.
Right.
This is the face they drew for him. This is supposed to be attractive?
Modern.
This man looks like he hit up the Habsburg family circle.
Yeah, modern stuff, I guess. I don't know, man.
I'm glad.
Nah, man, Wraith Squadron is old.
Yeah, but when was that picture made?
That's an old picture.
Like, that looks like one of the old comics. Like,
that's fair.
Wait, who's that supposed to be?
That is supposed to be Garrick Face Lauren, a guy who was a child movie star for the Empire and was like, wow, bad. I was used in propaganda, and the Empire sucks. I should do something about that.
Somebody who never actually read the source material.
Yeah. My family is pretty poor. My mom died not too longer after my younger sister Kaylee was born.
Okay, you can't say your family is poor when you own a personal
A-Wing
fighter. That's not how that works.
Well, also the fact that...
How do you feel
it's not just that. It's also the fact that they have enough crops where they need to use a military fighter to dust them.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of land.
And apparently it takes 5 minutes of flying to get it all.
Yeah. So, like, Oh, my family is poor. We only own 500 acres of crops. Okay.
Well, okay. Now, to be fair, speaking from experience living in the South, you can have a very large farm. You can own a crop duster and equipment, and you can still be barely subsisting because of the markets, the government, and a whole lot of other situations.
Okay, but that's specifically a situation created by the U.S. government to keep the farmers suppressed. That's nothing to do with Star Wars or the situation these people are in.
This is hitting me as TikTok teenager who thinks they're middle class and doesn't realize that their parents are fucking loaded.
Yeah, pretty much. No, exactly as Kaz says. This is more along the lines of my daddy said he wouldn't buy me a Lamborghini for my 14th birthday, so we must be like poor or something. She says on her new iPhone inside her mansion as she's wearing $300 clothing.
Yes, he only got me a Tesla instead of a Lamborghini.
Yes.
He must be poor.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
Yeah.
Look, fun fact: my sister actually didn't realize that my family was rich.
Wait, what?
Until she was 22 years old.
Oh, so she's that stupid.
Yeah. Because one day
what signs were there?
She realized
what signs were there that your family's rich?
We collectively in my immediate family, so parents and uncles and aunts, pretty much all of them own multiple homes in multiple states.
No, hang on. Let's just start with your sister in college.
Yeah, they ran my sister through college without having to have a single loan be given. And her education, by the way, her total education cost. Well, yes, not only was it completely paid for by my parents, but her education has costed around now $1.2 million.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
Yes.
Jesus fucking
and
Christ.
And you know how much money my parents assisted me with for my education?
Zero.
Nothing.
None.
We've heard this before.
Yes. So anyway, yeah. So my sister was one day ranting to my mother about how the 1% are awful and blah 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 in our mansion in Florida. One of 3.
Oh, that's
Jesus
right.
fucking
Your
Christ.
sister's one of those champagne socialists, not realizing she will not be the getter, she will be the giver, and it will not be fun.
Wealth will be redistributed.
She's ranting about the evil 1% and blah blah blah. My mother just turns there and goes, I'm not gonna say her name. We're the 1%.
Also.
And my sister's just like, huh? What do you mean?
Oh my fucking god.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No, it sounds about. Listen, all the stories I've heard, that is perfectly.
It is, but it's just sad.
I didn't say it's not on par. I just. Look, Sneaky, after hearing certain stories, I knew your sister was an idiot.
Yeah.
But by the Emperor.
Oh yeah, I will also, I'm obligated to bring up in terms of her idiocy. She was offered by Starbucks to manage all of, what's the really good part of Chicago, like the richer part?
The Mile?
No, I'm talking like the region, like the cardinal direction.
Oh.
North, isn't it?
North, yeah. North Shore Drive.
North.
She was offered.
I believe most places north is.
She was offered to be the regional manager of North Chicago.
Oh,
why?
How the fuck?
And she turned it down.
Is it? Did she?
Why did she turn it down?
Because she didn't want to go to Chicago. Do you know where she currently lives?
Chicago.
Chicago.
You know, I don't want to go to Chicago either, but if I'm being offered a regional management job from a company like that, cool.
They were
Hey,
offering
can you
her
be-
like a 180K salary.
Yeah,
I'd fucking
right.
kill for that
Yes,
job.
I would have taken that. All I gotta do
That's
is work for 4
a-
years, then get the fuck out.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit less than 3
Mm.
times I'm making a
Not
year.
only that, they were going to pay for her to move out there. They were going to
Oh my
pay
God,
her
shut up.
expenses
Shut
for
up.
it. And
She
they
has-
were going to pay her entire college education cost because she dropped her original degree.
Oh Jesus!
Why would you get? Okay,
The more you talk, the
I
more
ask
I
this in
want
the
to
most
strangle this
offensive
bitch.
way
Do
I
you
possibly
know
can.
why she actually turned it down?
Hang on, I gotta know.
Yep.
Whose cock did she suck? Whose pussy did she ravish? How many assholes did she let herself get violated by? Like,
Well, as far as
I gotta know.
as far as I know, there was no sex involved. It's that she's a people person. She's very good at handling people, and everyone around
Oh,
her
I
was
bet she
incompetent.
handles people.
Yeah,
Let's see, we need a clip.
as far as I'm aware, there was no sexual favors involved in any of it. She turned it all down because there was a boy she liked in New York City.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay.
literal woman moment.
Literal
Listen,
peak woman moment. Yeah. You see why I'm so sexist now.
Why didn't you just go to the guy? It's like, hey, I'm about to be filthy stinking rich. You want to move with me?
Because he wanted to go to Kentucky.
Oh, he's got his priorities straight. Never mind.
Did he actually want to go to
No!
Kentucky?
Kentucky?
Wait, no. Did he actually want to go to Kentucky, or did he just actually want to go
Oh,
to
no,
KFC
he lives in
and
Kentucky
didn't
now.
abbreviate it?
Kentucky has some great land. What is your problem?
Oh, yeah, no. He lives in Kentucky now, yeah. So
What's your problem with Kentucky, Atin?
He actually went.
I forget. Didn't Kentucky politics go hard left here recently?
Yeah. They did.
Like they were completely subverted.
A bunch of liberals from California and shit moved there. So
Yeah. Kind of like Austin.
yeah. But yeah, no, so yeah, he went to Kentucky and she didn't like the rural atmosphere, and so she moved to Chicago after that.
Oh yes, because she couldn't
Wow.
get enough of the crime.
And now
I hate your sister.
she does
Like,
volunteer acupuncture work.
Shut up. Just shut the fuck up. I am gonna murder your sister.
And she's getting a degree in massage therapy.
Is she
Oh,
becoming a
we're
massagist?
part of the 1%.
Is she becoming a massagist?
What?
It's from that fic.
Oh,
couple
yeah,
weeks
she's
back
becoming a
last time I was on.
massagist. Yes, yeah, she is studying the way of the massagist.
Forgotten that.
Yeah.
I had almost forgotten that. You.
Imagine being so fucking up your own ass, you can't take 10 seconds to Google.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But yeah, no. So that's what she's doing these days, and it's any wonder that I've become as discriminatory as I have from all of that.
What the fuck?
You gonna
Kona
elaborate?
Suba game just dropped yesterday on Steam.
Oh, what did?
A Kona Suba game.
Oh, well, okay.
Oh, hello. What?
The title
Kona
is
Suba game?
Love for These Clothes of Desire.
Yeah, no, I saw that. It's a dress-up game. It's a dress-up game.
Yeah, it looks like it's a
Mods win.
I am
game.
sad.
It's just a dress-up game. Yeah, I saw it. When I was looking up new games to look at a couple of weeks back, a month back.
I was hoping the Metroidvania was on Steam for some reason.
So apparently, the not PlanetSide 2, fucking Helldivers 2 has come out, and apparently it's very fun, and everyone is saying that they fixed all the issues that initially came out with.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
I mean, the only issue I had with it is I just don't like stick shooters like that.
I will say though, unfortunately, I'll have to do some more research on this, but they do use a kernel-based anti-cheat system.
Damn it.
And it's like one of those really shitty ones you see on those cash grab gotcha games too, so even worse.
Of course.
Apparently we can't not have those nowadays. Fucking Jesus.
My only gripe with the game is, despite it being very fun and not requiring too much grind, is that it locks a bunch of the best equipment behind the premium battle pass.
Yes.
I'm never touching Helldivers 2 now.
Well, god damn it.
Immensely disappointing.
God, and the first game was so fucking fun too.
Unfortunate.
Wow, that is really
I
unfortunate.
was like, oh, that's fine. It's not that bad. And then I heard the premium battle pass. I'm like, oh. God damn it.
Like, not just the battle pass, the premium battle pass.
Yeah.
That implies there is a lesser battle pass that you've got to pay for both.
I know.
Yep.
Sometimes how they do it, it's called price anchoring, where they give the battle pass to you for free because they're so nice. But if you want those additional awards, you're just gonna have to pay for them. But don't worry,
No,
all
that's
of your
when they
progress...
give you the bottom slot. They give you the top row, and then there's, oh, you get some okay stuff at the top row. Oh, yeah, you get some stuff at the top row. And there's one really great thing if you make it all the way to the end, but that'll require 386 hours of grinding.
Yeah.
Or you could give us $13.99.
Yeah.
They should do it like Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel does, where you can just buy the battle pass with in-game currency that you can get for free just by playing.
See, that
That's
would be...
with the new Halo.
Yeah, that'd be
And it's not
player-friendly.
even expensive. It's not even expensive. It actually costs less than 10 fucking booster packs.
That would be player-friendly, and we don't do that anymore because short-term profit is the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my dad is getting old, so I'm going to take over crop dusting. Getting old? You're fucking 10. So what? He had you when he was like 60? Well, no shit, your mother fucking died then in childbirth. If she's giving birth to someone at 65.
Fucking James Potter motherfucker. Parents in their 80s.
Yeah, it's like, damn. My father taught me how to control the ship, but I was going to learn to fly myself.
What? If you've been taught to control it, you should be taught how to fly. What?
Ready to go, my father asked me. I was born ready. I immediately replied. I ran to the cockpit, got my helmet on, turned on engine, and took off. I was going to do some rounds around the area first to get hang of things. After 5 minutes of flying, I did my first crop dusting, my father and sister watching me the whole time. When I got out of A-Wing, my sister ran up to me and started yelling about how she couldn't wait to fly as well. My father walked up to me and patted my back. Well done, Tally-san. Your mother would be so proud. I would always remember that day for rest of life. After that, I didn't know what next, but I knew I was going to be a great pilot.
Okay, first off, the dad wouldn't say the full name. There'd be some sort of nickname or call him son or something like that.
No, A, it's a girl. B, her name is Tally-san.
2, her parents hate her.
Yeah, probably.
But seriously, there'd be some sort of like a nickname or something. Every single fucking parent.
Moonbeam, sunflower, little shit.
I mean, if you're gonna be fucking happy about her being an ace pilot, call her fucking Ace.
Or Sprout because you're on a fucking farm.
Right, yeah, right. I mean, hey, look, man, you know, it's a dad's job to make some really crappy puns. Mm-hmm. Zoomer.
Listen. If your father hasn't embarrassed you with a pun,
what have you been doing?
At least once in his life.
Failure.
Did you really have?
He's probably not your dad.
Yeah.
He probably isn't your dad. Go ask your mum.
Return of Terran Alliance. It's been 30 years since Empire fell and Terran Alliance is stronger than ever. However, all is not well in Galaxy, as First Order rises to fill void left by
Wait,
Empire.
hang on. What is the Terran Alliance?
I don't know. Also, I'm really confused. Like, they're not even getting the new, admittedly, shit lore. Like, let's be clear, it is shit lore. But they're not even getting the new lore right. The First Order didn't rise to fill the gap of the Empire. There was already a government that existed to fill the rise of the gap of the Empire. The First Order was supposed to be this fucking infinitesimally small cult of politicians and rich people who wanted to go back to the good old days of owning aliens.
Yeah, somehow
Yep.
had enough money to make a star-eating Death Star.
And then, like, multiple armies and, like, hundreds of thousands of Star Destroyers.
Listen, I've never been more pissed off in my life than I was with just the entirety of that plot supposition.
Also, someone brought up a very good point. Rey did strike down Palpatine, which means Rey is Palpatine now.
Oh, fuck you.
Not if they decided to also ignore that particular bit of lore, which they probably did.
Well, I mean,
What do you mean
obviously-
she's Palpatine now?
So Palpatine said, "That's right, Rey Skywalker. Take your lightsaber and strike me down, and I will possess your body. Do it, it's your destiny." And then what does she do? She takes her lightsaber and cuts him down.
I don't remember him saying that. I don't remember much about that movie aside being really pissed off that.
Well, to be fair, that whole moment was overshadowed by the whole romance they decided to interject in that scene where Ben Skywalker shows up and is like, "Rey, oh."
We wrote this plot line before we actually thought through the plot line.
Yeah.
Lightning made him explode, and she died. And then, what's his name? Kylo came up out of the pit he fell in and then saved her at his own life. Dying in the process, or some shit.
Oh my god, it's so epic. It's the old guard dying for the new... There's no more Skywalkers, guys. Isn't it so cool?
Yes,
Can
but
we just
she
have
is
the
now
story of the Black Clone
Skywalker.
Trooper? No?
I'm
No?
fucking... I'm a Hollywood writer. I'm Rami. I think
Well,
I'm fucking
you
hot
see,
shit.
the thing is that we actually could never get the story of Finn. And you know why we could never get the story of Finn?
Because he has no story?
No, it's because of China.
Yeah, that's why I knew it.
China wouldn't watch a movie with a black person in the main role, so they decided to remove him from that role.
What?
Yeah, no, they made... China has completely different posters where Finn is just shrunken down and shoved into a corner.
And from what I've heard from some people, was that they apparently changed how much he was going to be appearing in the movie because of that as well.
So not appearing in this film?
Yes, they're not appearing in this film. Yeah. Because they were afraid if Finn appeared in too many scenes of the movie, the Chinese audience wouldn't like it. But don't worry, we're racist. We're the racist ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Counterpoint, who gives a shit what they think?
The Disney executives who want the Chinese dollar do.
It's not even that
here's the
much
problem.
compared to everything else.
I know.
Again,
It
here's
also
the problem.
flopped in China.
Well, yes.
I'm surprised China even has cinemas. I thought they would have to eat them all to survive.
Eat the cinemas.
Well, yeah, you can break apart the walls with your bare hands. You may as well eat it as well.
The most nutritious Chinese meal.
Nice.
Yeah, but listen, like Shippo, no, like China is. There are absolutely parts of China that are obviously very rural and not the best, but there are very, very modern. Listen, China has so many modern cities that Winnie the Pooh has a pet project for the most modern city on the planet currently, at least until that Nigerian prince builds the strip city.
Yes, and he
Well-
made all of his citizens
Well-
get kicked out of their homes so that they'll go to his modern city.
Yeah, and it still failed because like half the city is literally collapsed already.
Yes,
I'm
and
not
they have
arguing
no
that.
food.
I'm just
He's
saying.
going to build a city so he can host the Dota International.
My
They also
favorite
have no
part,
food because he didn't build any cinemas.
yes, but no, my favorite part about that fucking city is that it's built on a floodplain.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So it constantly
no.
floods. The area, like literally the area he built it was designated a emergency what's it called, estuary or whatever, basically. So whenever a flood happened, all of the water would geographically relocate to that area and serve as a temporary lake.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
And he
China's
decided
on top
greatest
of
city
that.
planning.
to
China-
build the city there.
China's greatest city planner.
To
This
be
is why during the recent floods,
yeah.
they allowed a bunch of farmers' villages to be flooded, so it wouldn't flood that city specifically.
Yeah, they went and
Yes.
destroyed a bunch of farmland and a bunch of villages specifically to save the city from being flooded.
Like it crippled their ability to produce crops for the next year, is my understanding.
Oh yeah, no, it's like they're like it is
When
so
they-
bad.
Not only that, but they also didn't have any food already, so.
Well, no, it's not they didn't have any food. They had a lot of food. They consume about 60% of the world's food.
Oh, didn't they destroy it all? Didn't they destroy it all outside
No.
those farms, though, I thought?
No, so
No.
no, it's a
Oh,
long
okay.
series of events. So effectively, the farmers weren't allowed to plant. The farmers that could plant were heavily regulated about how fast they could plant and how many people they could have planting, so they weren't able to plant much. And what did get planted was then destroyed by freak hailstorms, freak rainstorms, and then the cops came and destroyed the rest because they weren't the correct type of plant, according to the recent bill passed by the convention. And so
Of course.
Fucking Christ.
and then the plants that weren't
We need to
destroyed.
destroy it.
Hold on, it gets worse. The plants that weren't destroyed then rotted in the fields because the farmers weren't allowed to take it to market. And then the plants that did make it were allowed to be taken to the market, then rotted in the trucks they were being taken to the market because the people in charge of the toll authority were trying to extract so much money from the truck drivers that the truck drivers literally couldn't pay to let their truck pass, and they wouldn't let any other trucks pass until the first truck paid. And so a
Oh
bunch
my
of the
God.
food rotted in the
Jesus.
trucks. And so the food that actually finally made it to the market and the storage silos to be bought up by the government was then sold off illegally by the people managing the silos, and then they set fire to the silos to destroy whatever food remained to cover up the fact they sold most of it off.
Yeah, it was bad.
Most sane Chinese story.
Well, like I have right
This
again.
sounds like just some exaggerated fanfiction conspiracy theory.
No, this is
It
just the
does.
start of a wushu
It
novel.
does, yeah.
Well, A,
Unless
yes,
you-
no, this is correct.
theory.
B, right, I have a vendor who is from China.
Yeah.
He's bringing all three of his daughters to over here to go to school in the U.S.
Yeah.
Smartest Chinese man, yes.
Apparently also that shit's fucking horrible in China right now is A, the schools are super empty because
Oh, there's so many problems with the schools.
Wait, what's happened with the schools?
Alright, so the schools
I love how
Oh,
you're
boy.
just dying. You haven't even said shit and you're just breaking out
So
laughing. Oh, this is gonna be good.
So part of
Most effective Chinese attack.
well, the thing is that learning about China is learning about the most complicated fucking what's the term for like you knock over a domino and it lights a match and the match burns a string.
Domino effect? Oh, Rube Goldberg.
Rube
No,
Goldberg.
there's a specific term.
So basically, learning about China's economy is learning about the most complicated Rube Goldberg machine that has like 29 different ways to start it and 314 ways for it to fail, and also it never actually was going to work in the first place.
It was a lie.
So
Fucking
It
Christ.
was built to fail.
So they take
Makes sense.
school elitism to a new level there, right? So obviously, schools don't allow you to enroll the student there if the student doesn't live in the area. Makes that's perfectly normal, perfect sense.
Did he not build his school in his new mega city?
Oh
and
no,
because
no,
there's
no,
no
no, we're
students
not
in the
talking about that.
area-
No.
Ah.
So, because of this, high population zones had more funding, and therefore produced a better grade of student on average than other zones with less funding. And so, being Chinese culture the way it is, a lot of people wanted to get their student into the school that produced the best student. So they started doing this fucking wild shit, like people selling bathrooms, but they had paid off / bribed housing authorities to declare it a house, so they could then sell the bathroom to someone, so then that person could declare their mailing address to be inside the school zone so they could enroll their kid there.
Yep, makes sense.
And of course, this caused massive property speculation to occur.
No, hang on. You're not wrong. But massive property speculation was already occurring for a couple different reasons, which will feed into the Rube Goldberg.
Right. This is why I'm bringing up that there's like 29 entrances into this Rube Goldberg machine.
Yes.
And so a bunch of people had basically bidding wars to get the property that would allow them to get their student in one of the best schools. But turns out, if you stop having sex, you don't have kids anymore.
Impossible.
Yes.
What?
And
That is how that works.
if you don't have kids anymore, the school fails because there's no kids there, so they don't get funding.
Oh, the schools collapsed.
So a bunch of schools collapsed because a lot of people moving away to try and get their kids into better schools, but also a gargantuan part of the population not having sex anymore, or at least sex that doesn't produce babies. So there's no kids anymore. So that whole fucking shit happens, and then all of these properties that were being constructed from the mass speculation that was going on, so all these companies got in on it, and they were like, oh, we're gonna make so much fucking money, and so they started building all of these gigantic apartment cities. I call them apartment cities because that's basically what they were. There was like, oh yeah, each apartment building was gonna fit like 65,000 people in it.
Yeah,
Isn't there currently a building that fits 20K in China or somewhere else?
It wouldn't surprise me.
people
Easily, yeah.
But
there's
here's the
tons of
thing:
them.
there's another set of absolute insanity. Right? There's like multiple other sets of insanity that I know Sneaky's
Sorry,
talked about, but some of the
we're
other...
not gonna get into that. That's a whole. That's like I could make a fucking entire podcast series about that. But
I know. The one I want to hit is the way that property sales work in China.
oh, it's so
because
fucking
it's
bad.
insane.
It is so bad.
Okay. Sign. You want to build a
Yep.
house in the United States, right? How do you
Yep.
go about the process of building your house? Right? You go to
Depends where
the
you
bank,
live.
right?
Yes.
You find a piece of land that you wish to call your own.
Yep.
You then, because you're probably poor as fuck, unless you're rich like Sneaky's family,
Yeah.
you go to the bank and you
Get a
say to the
loan.
bank, I wish to buy a house here. You get a mortgage, which is a special type of loan that they generally give you cheaper to help you buy a house. You buy the plot of land. You go to a builder. You either you either grab some home plans off the internet that you don't hate, or if you're insane, you build it yourself. You design it
Yep.
yourself. You pay the builders to come and build it. And they build the electricity and they wire it all up. everything is in theory up to code, so you're not living in a death trap that will murder you in your sleep.
That's a lie. They build the cheapest crap they can from Lowe's.
I said up to code. I didn't say well made.
No, to be fair, you can fucking be like, no, these are the materials you're going to use, and this is how you're going to do it. Like,
Yeah.
it depends. It depends on the contract you get with the builders. If the contract with builders is here's the money, build the structure, and then you walk away, then yes, obviously they're going to cut as many corners as possible to make as much money as possible. But alternatively, if you're like, here's the materials, here's the money to pay the people to build, fucking do it. There's laws protecting you from them trying to like replace the materials with lower quality shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other thing you can do is you can put riders in your contract that if stuff is right, if we're going through here and we find out this stuff is not up to code, then you, the person that I'm contracting with, you are liable for X% damages.
Yeah.
In addition to replacing everything.
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah. So, anyway, point he's trying to make is that's not how it works in China.
That's not how this works in China. In China, some guy says, I'm going to build a skyscraper that houses 20,000 people. And he says, and you can reserve your spot in the skyscraper right now by starting a mortgage.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the United States, your mortgage doesn't start until you've been in the house for a year or two.
Yeah.
In China,
give you some time to get ready.
In China, you pay before the building's even built, and it's like a giant Ponzi scheme where you're not funding the construction of your building. No, they're constructing your building with the money from the people who paid for houses in the last building. You're paying for the next building. But when people don't have any money...
Well, not only that, another major issue with the whole construction scheme and why it's such an absolute Ponzi scheme is that the stipulation for the it gets even dumber. So basically, the builders aren't allowed to touch the money they get from investors until they finish the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which normally you'd be like, all right, well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's like, okay, yes, it kind of does make sense. However, where are you supposed to get the money then to pay the builders?
Materials and builders and everything.
They're supposed to come up with that themselves from what they earned the last job.
Right.
Which means eventually they have to have startup capital to build the very first one.
Yes. Which, of course, didn't quite happen.
Oh, and by the way, it's real messed up how the government funding works there too.
Yeah.
Because look, as much as people may wish to complain about the United States, when the federal government says we're going to do X project, the federal government provides money for that, right? The federal government says we need to fix highways and bridges. The federal government then provides money to fix highways and bridges. Now, whether or not it gets spent, there's a completely different story. China says your directives are this. Do it. Do I get money?
No.
I said fucking do it. I didn't say I'd pay for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's also that.
Feminism.
It gets even worse because the CCP owns all the land, to even get the ability to get land to develop, you basically have to know someone in the CCP party, and then you have to bribe them with a honorary gift, I believe they call it. Basically, where you honor them with thanks, and then they decide to select you among the many other people who are honoring them with thanks to develop the property.
Yeah, the entire thing's corrupt as hell.
Yeah, it's hilariously corrupt. So yeah, anyway, the point being is that the money
the
doesn't
best part is it got corrupt because do you know where the whole reason the CCP owns everything is because the only way that the local governments get the money to do anything is by selling that land.
Yeah.
They didn't intend to create something corrupt. It just happened.
Well, I mean, they
Yeah.
did. They did absolutely
Well,
tend to create something corrupt.
From my understanding, it's a lot. So a lot of what, from my understanding, I could be totally wrong on this. Do not quote me.
I will.
A lot of the corruption in China is in the lower levels, not in the highest levels. So someone
yeah,
it's,
no.
it's absolutely in the highest levels. It's top down, all
every level.
corrupt. Yeah, it's corrupt all across the board.
Again, this is just anecdotes, and I'm wondering if anyone has
Here's the
anything
thing,
that
no,
would help
it
deal
is
with
it is
that.
at all levels, but Nose is correct in that it is much higher at the lower levels.
Well,
believe it or
yes, but
not.
see, the thing is the reason why that is because at the high levels, everyone has to pay you face, and by pay you face, I mean pay you, and so you don't really have to actively be corrupt in the high levels because everyone is just automatically going to be paying you tribute
They're just
effectively.
giving you money. You're not demanding it. You're not asking for it. They're just giving it.
And it's the lower levels, and because of this whole expectation of paying face, it's the lower levels problem to find the money to pay face with.
Mm-hmm.
So they get even more corrupt than, the higher levels, because the higher levels are just there to sap money off everyone. The lower levels are the ones that have to invent the money to sap with. Less fucked than India? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. But anyway, so... No, it is. And so anyway, to build the building, they actually have to build the entire building, and I don't mean complete the building, I mean build the building.
Mm-hmm.
So once they capstone the top buildings, which means put the roof on the final floor, then they get access to all the money, and there is no legal requirements for them to continue building the building.
Yep.
That sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
It is.
So they just put up a skeleton and a capstone and call her done.
Yes, and also the cement is made out of sand, and just sand, and they paint it to make it look like cement. And the rebar is made out of Chinesium, which is effectively like slag iron that they paint to look like normal iron.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's even if they go that far. Sometimes they just use bamboo.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really fucking bad. And then to make it even worse, they were doing fracking nearby recently.
Oh my god.
So again, this is the whole paying face thing. So I'll get to that in a second. So basically, high speculation causes buildings to be created. These buildings fall through, and these people can't move now to these new districts to have their children go there. But also, the schools they all left are gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets interesting.
Starting to see the problem here.
Yeah, some of
What
it.
problem? There's no problem. What are you talking about?
So anyway, this is the other part of why everything's so fucking terrible, is that again, giving face. So if so you have a regional company that surveyed the entire region, and they said, the oil is found here. And then you have a local surveyor who has to survey the local area to find specifically in where here is where the oil is. Problem: you found no oil. Second problem: you're Chinese. What this means combined is that you can't say there's no oil there, because that would be questioning someone of higher authority than you, and you have to say there's oil there, because then you have to give face to the higher authority, because the higher authority said oil was there, which means oil has to be there.
Not just him, but the guy who approved him, and the guy who approved him, and so on and so forth down the chain.
And so it goes all the way down the chain of then the local survey company says, oh, the oil is here. And so then you get to the building site company, where they survey where to put the buildings, and the building site company's looking around, they're like, where the fuck's the oil? the oil is here, so we should build all of the buildings here. And then they have the survey company for the structural integrity of the buildings come in, and the structural integrity company looks at how the building is directly on a fault line next to a fracking machine.
Nothing could possibly go wrong here.
Yeah, next to a fracking machine. And they go, fuck, they said the buildings have to be here, so it's safe, approved.
Mm-hmm.
And, it goes all the way down the line of, it turns out the groundwater isn't high enough, so we can't pipe in certain things, and because of the fault line, we can't build the water pipes here. Well, the water pipe company has to approve it because the foundation company said it was safe. And then, we get down to the fire safety company, who now doesn't have any water or pipes to build the fire safety system with, but they have to say that the building is fire safe because the water company said the building was water safe. So, what do you end up being is that your building catches on fire, and the rebar turns out to be bamboo, so that burns, and the concrete turns out to not be concrete, so that catches on fire. and then when you go to put out the fire, you turn on the fire hydrant, and it comes out of the ground in your hand.
Least schizophrenic Chinese building project.
You get really confused because gasoline.
No, that only happened once.
It only happened once. It happened once, guys.
Yeah, it only happened once.
Look, they said they had to have a liquid there, so they just found a liquid to put in.
Yeah, it was tied into the local gas station. I'm sure it's fine.
But yeah. So anyway, that's that. Unfortunately, not fan fiction breakdown of the Chinese government.
Wish it was
Damn, the Chinese law slaps its citizens.
Yeah, see, this is the thing, though, is like, if you tried to have all of this shit in a story, people would be like, oh, this is unrealistic. It's like, it's not,
That's
though.
China.
It's real.
I know for a fact, someone, I think it was OSP just like saying, like, if a fucking fantasy kingdom went to a strange land and said, oh, look at all this weird shiny stuff that comes out of the ground. Oh, it's not the same as this weird shiny stuff that I'm arbitrarily assigning value to. It's fucking just... there is no point to realism in history, because history is not realistic, because it's filled with people. And people aren't realistic, they're fucking retarded.
Yeah, but
Well,
anyway,
yeah,
telling a story is
you wanna
really
learn
hard.
history, if you want to learn history, learn about people, and learn about what people will do.
Yeah, pretty much.
For a crumb of satisfaction.
Sign is in the chat. Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, sign. What the fuck do you mean? I see signs in the chat. Sign's been in the chat. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the
Sign
fuck?
was in the chat before I was. What the fuck?
What is
Also,
this?
just remember, kids, the entire Trojan War happened because someone wanted to get his dick wet.
I
True.
wasn't going to mention that, but yeah, basically, like, you want to see why something happens in history? See what someone will do. What will they do for sex? What will they do for money? What will they do to get back at somebody that they think slighted them?
I hate the fact that this is
that last one usually produces some pretty base stories.
Yeah,
Well,
listen, I hate the fact that it's true. I hate the fact that it's true. But wars happen for three reasons. Because of money, because of land,
and sex.
because someone was horny.
Yeah, sex, yeah.
Fucking, I remember the fucking... Someone was angry, literally just, oh, you slighted me for 1 second, so I'm gonna ruin your career. Fucking watched Oppenheimer.
Oh, wait,
recently.
hold up. Wait, hold on. So wait, 8 months. Oh shit, yeah. Sign's got a couple of
He's a single mother of 4.
He's got a couple of month-old babies there now.
Hey, Sign, you can start taking Fed money now for your single children.
Your abandoned single children.
What happened to
am
those
working-
2 days of you were working on commissions and everyone reacted with X for doubt?
Yeah, on side server. On side server, Side kept insisting he was working on commissions, and everyone kept putting an X underneath every single time he said it.
Wasn't it? It hit double digits both
Oh,
times.
it hit like 14 or something, yeah.
This man is not making commissions. Skull emoji.
And he's still taking money.
Mods
Yeah,
mock
look
this
at it.
man.
You look at the one that happened. What was it, like a few days ago? In story
The
discussion.
artist, the artist commission who said if you stop taking money if you got such a backlog,
Yeah.
or give a full refund if you're not doing it.
I will now be charging Sign back for every missing chapter of Outer Heaven.
Come on, Sneaky. You can't take all this money.
I have said this before. It will get done. And I was working on it all day.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, so Terran Alliance. So
Lack of
anyway,
faith.
back to the fact of the matter. What the fuck is the Terran Alliance? Nobody knows.
Back to human supremacy.
It's Earth.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is that this is Star Wars. There's no such thing as the Terran Alliance.
Terran
It's
doesn't
not actually-
exist.
Yeah.
They do. They canonized Earth in Star Wars canon. I want to say it's book canon.
Well, they decanonized that, so.
Yeah, books don't
No,
count.
this is
anymore.
recent recanonized. Like I forget where it was, but it was something fucking recent.
Oh, that's a cool argument there, author. What's your fucking source? Sneaky, check his profile. This might be a sequel. Good point.
Wait, if you Google Terran Alliance Star Wars, this fic is the third fucking
Oh shit, he's right.
one to show up.
Oh no! Oh no!
My sources that I made it the fuck up.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh.
What are some of these Russian Hunger Games?
I'm sorry, what?
NATO?
Russian Hunger Games? What?
Jurassic
So,
Adventures.
We're on this author's page. Russian Hunger Games. Welcome to my first story. Everyone thought Panem was the only survivor of the apocalypse, but what if Russia survived too? And what happens when the Russians get involved in the war between the districts and the capital? What the fuck do you
What, is Putin gonna save her?
Putin's waking up from his 10,000 years of cryogenic sleep. It is time to recreate the USSR.
What's that manga that's just like riding a bear and shit, being like the anime protagonist?
Listen, that's what their cavalry is. There's no more tanks. It's just everyone riding
Bear
bears.
cavalry.
The bear cavalry, yeah.
Remember, the bear grunt was a thing.
Yeah.
No one expects the Russian conquistadors.
Katniss meets some new Russian friends as the Russians come to alter the course of Panem's future.
That's so dumb.
2015, it only got 4 chapters in
1,000
9
words
days.
each chapter, yeah.
9 days.
16
And then
favorites.
stopped.
16 favorites.
Is
What
the
are the
author Russian?
reviews? Let's hit the reviews.
Oh god. President of the Republic of Persia, Alexander Punchinov.
So outrageous, I love it.
Comrades, prepare the gulags.
The Ride On King.
Ugh.
You do skip. Oh god, why is there an Australian that's reading this? From the Scout 12. What? Australian
Crikey.
fucking Australian Scout. Great.
When you say you're a scout or you do scouting like Boy Scout, Girl Scouts, I'm Australian, so I'm not familiar with the term.
we've just got scouts. There's no. I don't understand. A scouter is someone who scouts for like talent and stuff. We've got
A
those.
talent scout.
Yeah, we've got those.
Yeah, we
Also,
have the
only
Boy
pick is-
Scouts, the Girl Scouts,
Only
the
fic
Eagle
is from
Scouts.
2015. Yeah, only fic 2015, and they changed their author name to binary in 2017.
What
And
shall
has
Katniss and Peeta's twins be called?
Female.
Wow.
Mm.
They were bold.
Oh,
They were bold.
they were. But there also doesn't seem to be on fanfiction anymore, so here's hoping that we'll never have to worry about him.
What is this fucking review? What?
Is it the one that's saying, hey, you should watch Gate?
No. Raptor 2216. I love, quote, The Hunger Games, end quote. Please update soon, because I will read this story. And when we will see next chapters leading up to chapter 8?
What? It's only got 4 chapters. What?
I'm having
I don't know why chapter 8's relevant. It's like, when will we see the next 4 chapters? It's like, huh?
Did this used to
Duh.
did this used to be 7 chapters and then they put it down into fucking like 6?
Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
No.
I
it's
live in
literally nothing on
Arizona
that.
and I am currently a high schooler. Wow, okay. Wow, so you're just, oh wow, Max, they are doing it. They are doing it.
Not your problem.
Good for you,
Max,
question
they are
mark?
doing it. No, they're telling us their life story in a fucking author's note that's longer than their actual chapter.
That's why I said
sorry?
good for you, question mark.
Wait. They'd be
Bruh.
an adult
You
now.
know,
They're an adult.
this author's note really should be in your profile, not your story.
Yeah. So 2015, they are a senior.
It's their
Okay.
first chapter. That's their entire first chapter. The author's note is their first chapter.
If they're
What
a
do you mean
senior,
that's the first chapter?
this is their first chapter of their first fanfic.
Better fucking not be.
It is.
too late.
Okay, so 2015, if they're a senior now, which means they're entering senior year, which means they graduated in 2016, which means this man is as old as me. Mods, kill him.
Mods, ban this man now.
No, sorry, he's 4 years younger than me. But anyway.
God ban this man from life.
Mods, kill this man.
Take him from the server.
Yeah, he's exactly 4 years younger than me.
Mod, prevent this man from living.
Yes. Mods, twist his balls.
Testicular torsion.
I live
Mods
in
test testicular portion on this man.
Mods crush her skull. I
What's
like the
this
hand
clip?
movement. Mods crush her
Uh,
skull.
Mods,
You missed.
make him walk
By
on
the way,
Legos.
C8, you missed it earlier.
Remember, Sneaky, you have to roll 3d6 for crush this skull.
I live in Arizona. I am currently high school senior. I am average scouter and member of my local J-Rock unit. So basically, junior Air Force.
JRTC.
Yeah, junior Air Force. I am enormous fan of Marvel. So I will be writing quite a few stories using Marvel characters. As of now, I'm working on many fan fictions. To name most of them, one is a Dolphin's Tale fan fiction.
What?
And its sequel.
What?
Well, it has
Nani?
it has 2
Words.
sequels.
Please stop.
It has Dolphin Tale 3. Oh, did they write a sequel for the movie or something?
2 Tolkien Avenger crossovers, one with Hobbit and one in Lord of the Rings, a Hunger
First.
Games Avengers crossover. I don't know how you make that work. A Hunger Games
don't.
fanfiction involving Hydra. Huh?
What?
What?
a Jurassic World Avengers crossover, 2 Star Wars crossovers, one with Guardians of the Galaxy and the other with Avengers. I will also hope to soon be writing a Captain America Civil War fan fiction, and you didn't even capitalize Captain.
That was a lot of words.
This fan fiction is not a crossover. Yeah, I picked up on the fact that it was not in the crossover section.
Impossible. Truly insane.
I warn you, I am a fan of crossovers, so many of my fan fictions will be crossovers. What the fuck does this have to do with this story?
Everything.
My
Clearly.
name is Raptor2216. Oh, well, at least it's my fan fiction name.
I feel like Sneaky is upset.
He actually puts that in there, by the way. The laughing. Yeah,
He actually
No.
did the laughter.
yeah, he actually put the
Oh
laughter.
my god, sorry, there's 9 different fics for his Terran Alliance. Yeah,
Cringe.
earlier, someone kind of went off on a rant. It was like just after I joined, like an hour ago, maybe 50 minutes. Was it Atin or I believe?
About.
It was a whole fucking bunch of swears and shit. What was it?
What? Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
Listen, we just found something. Fuck. I think it was about.
We
it was about
found
Sneaky's
something
sister.
and it was bad. Hey guys,
No.
did you know we find stuff that's bad?
No, it was about
know,
Sneaky's
yeah,
sister.
down.
It was about Sneaky's
Holy
sister.
shit.
It was a rant he went on about Sneaky's sister and how much he hates her.
Who
Yeah,
doesn't
and
realize
how
she's
much-
Yeah,
one
we've
of the
talked about that
1%.
already before, yeah.
And the rant and the just fucking full rant and swears he went on about her after hearing about her.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Of course I ranted. She's
Yeah.
rich and she didn't even know it. She's literally the problem.
Yes. Literally thought she was like middle class.
Hmm
She is
Yeah.
literally the meme
I
from
think it was the
what was
the
it?
rant he gave.
Not Parks
Mm.
and Rec.
That actually reminds me of another quote from her.
Meanwhile, me
Oh,
being
no.
barely able to afford college.
So
Yeah, it was because of
Oh.
she denied an 180k a year job.
she
It's
would break her
his
phone.
sister is literally this.
It's one banana. What does it cost? $10.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so she broke her phone regularly because she wanted a new one, and she was like, "Oh well, if I break my phone, then my dad will buy me a new one."
She thought she was poor after that.
Yeah, she thought she was poor. She thought she was part of the
Lower class.
the worker class. Yeah. She had a therapist that cost $500 an hour, and she saw him like 5 times a week.
What?
Yeah. By the way, she didn't pay for that either.
Of course she didn't.
No, of course not.
2,500 a week,
Uh huh.
No, an hour.
and a week. 2,500
yeah.
a week.
Well, she saw him
yeah.
for an
And
hour every day. Yeah.
She doesn't even process the price.
Nope.
No, that's what we're saying. That's why I posted the meme I did, sign. She is the meme.
Yeah.
Yes.
No comprehension of dollar. She would beg my parents for more money when she was living in New York City because they weren't, air quotes, paying her enough. When she was living
What was
there.
she throwing it away on?
A massively inflated rent being in New York City. She was letting a bunch of people stay in the apartment without paying. She was going to the bar every night.
Well, that's just what you do in New York City, don't you know?
Yeah, it was, she was just spending.
Maybe
a
if
bunch
you
of
do
money.
that, there's a problem with New York.
And she would also complain about how little Starbucks pays her. I'm just like, well, maybe find a better job then.
Gee, if only you had taken that regional manager position at the Starbucks, dumbass.
Yeah. But yeah. So she would break her phone constantly because she was like, "Oh well, Daddy will just buy me a new one."
Oh, Daddy won't.
It was at the like 10th broken phone that my father finally said he would stop buying her new ones, and so then my mom started buying her new ones.
Oh, fucking course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
am
about right.
entirely unsurprised.
And no
And why
one
did your mom?
surprised in the slightest.
Huh?
Why did your mom agree to do this?
Oh, because they're
Oh,
separated.
his mom's the problem.
Yeah. No, she.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They are both problems.
Yeah, they decided since they screwed up with Sneaky, they'd muck up for it with someone else instead of just fixing the issue.
I mean, to be fair, there's no fixing Sneaky.
Yeah, I
Well,
was about
no,
to
there
say, I
isn't,
don't think
but
there is.
They kind of doubled down on fucking me over.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And then also
They
doubled down on making up for fucking me over by fucking my sister over as well in the complete opposite direction.
Instead of attempting to atone and salvage the relationship with their son, they doubled down on atoning with the sister who doesn't appreciate what's been given to her on a platter
Yeah.
in the slightest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Of course, makes perfect sense.
Yeah. But yeah. That's another thing I'll have to rant to you after the podcast is over, Max. Is I had a recent discussion with my mother, and she said some extra things I didn't put in Discord.
Oh boy,
Oh,
I can't
no.
wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be back in a few
Uh-oh.
minutes.
Yeah.
I'm
Hopefully
gonna-
the stream is done by the time I come back. if
No,
I'm
it will not
lucky.
be.
I'm gonna go to bed.
I
Okay.
know it won't be.
Oh yeah, Arn. At least tell us: is it the parrot cord that's giving you the conniption fits, or is it something else?
Yes, it is, and
Okay.
it is the dumbest fucking shit ever.
Okay, well just start banning people. Solution. Execution.
Look,
Sorry.
Sticky. I fucking wish, because one of the main fucking problem users is already banned on multiple accounts.
Okay.
Oh, good lord.
If you already
So-
know
Yeah.
that they're on banned accounts, just fucking
Yeah.
ban them again. Like, oh, it's this fuck.
No shit. Yeah, we do that. It's like fucking whack-a-mole.
Can't you just IP ban them?
Right. No, the bans are supposed to be IP bans, but any VPN will get past that in a fucking millisecond.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Restart your router. Oh no, the IP ban is gone. Oops.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
True.
Like, if Discord would actually MAC address ban, it would be a different thing.
That's true.
But no, they don't do that, as far as I'm aware. And even then, just like use a phone, use a computer, whatever, virtual
Yeah.
machine. Who
So
knows?
what's the argument over VTubers' relationship status or their feet?
No, it's just some dumb fucking 17-year-old Filipino boy stalking an e-girl.
What's in
I'm
front of
saying-
now?
I hate people so fucking much. It's unreal.
The Philippines continue to be a problem.
Dude, I swear to God, they named a country Philippines, and it's
Yeah.
just full of perverts.
God damn it.
They did.
And with that bombshell, I'm gonna head off, guys. Have a good
Anyway,
night.
so yeah, what's up, Max?
Yeah.
I think that just barely didn't cross any sort of line.
Yeah, barely. The main plot of this story that I'm currently writing will center around Russia having survived the apocalypse, supporting the districts during the Dark Days, and being a major ally in the Second War. This story will be, to sum up, will be a rewrite of Mockingjay with heavy Russian involvement. How the fuck did that work? We will meet several major characters from Russia. Several scenes from the book and the movie will be rewritten to accommodate Russian involvement. And I have planned many of those scenes, including the bombing of Section 8. I welcome ideas. I'll also be posting introductory pages of my various other fan fictions.
Was college communist a thing in 2015, or was that later, like 2017?
Oh, bro, like when I was exiting
For years.
So when I got into college, I was already nearly getting into fistfights with people over communism. When I was leaving college, literally the year I left, the next semester, they made it mandatory to have a pronouns name tag on your chest.
Oh my god.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
You fucking what,
I'm
mate?
sorry, what?
Yeah. So I was still getting the Champlain newsletters for a while, and one of the newsletters that came in for the incoming semester was welcome all incoming students and returning students. Please note you'll have received your name tag in the mail. Please wear your name tag for the first 3 months of the semester so everyone can get used to your pronouns. And please make sure to use someone else's pronouns at all times, because that is a violation of the student code if you don't.
Can
So,
I say
how
my
many people took advantage and made it something, gamer wordy?
Bloodfort, Fa, and
Mm,
Gart? I
yeah.
am Fa Gart.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't really know what happened after that. Champlain did try to contact me one time for alumni money, and I was like,
Oh yeah, I remember hearing
look,
that.
I don't want to take it out on you, but Champlain literally fucked me over and tried to get me expelled on my senior walk week. And the person responding is like, I see. I will remove you from all future mailing lists. I'm like, thank you.
Smartest
No.
Champlain faculty.
But
I mean, probably, yeah. There were no people winning awards for being intelligent there.
no, but I was about to commit some fucking violence. That was it was a pretty close one.
Wow.
I warn you, I have many ideas, some of which I am more excited about than others, and because I have ADHD.
Oh, fuck off.
Fuck off that shit.
Fuck off
Of
immediately.
course.
I will easily forget things because I don't write anything down.
Have you considered doing so?
Have you considered not being an idiot?
All right, I'm sick
Well,
of this.
that's
author.
impossible.
I'm sick of this author. I'm going. See you guys.
Understandable. Have a nice
Alright,
day.
bro, I'm gonna head out.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Alright, bro. Bro
gonna
literally
go
just said,
drink.
alright, I'm out.
I'm gonna go drink.
That's fair.
A fair response.
But God, yeah, this is what I'm fucking talking about. It's like, oh, I have ADHD, so I don't remember things. All right, so write it down.
No, it's a case of, guys, I'm special. You had to give me special allowances because I'm special.
Yeah, you know, it's just, oh, I don't remember things. It's like, that's like so easy to fix. It's like, if you know you don't remember things, just fucking write it down.
No.
Also, I have so many ideas, and some of them I don't really want to write, but I'm going to write them all anyway because they're ideas and I have to write all of them. So a lot of my stories will be slow to upload. It's like, all right, so why don't you do this really cool thing called prioritization, where you prioritize the things that interest you and you don't prioritize the things that you barely care about.
Impossible challenge.
Yeah. I swear, whoever raised this person failed, but we already knew that. Jurassic Avengers. The Avengers, joined by Ant-Man, will go to fight Hydra on an island while Tony is at a facility with an invitation to Jurassic World. It seems like a dream vacation, but when the Indominus Rex breaks free, all of the Avengers will have to fight the strongest dinosaur. And yeah, so
and Iron Man becomes Iron Man and kills it 3 minutes later. Done.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes tops. They fucking kick this bitch's shit in. Like, what the fuck? Why is there 52,000 words? I mean, at least it's completed, but like, there's one fight scene with the dinosaur and they win. Fucking Ant-Man turns giant, punches the damn thing. There's a fucking dino pancake now. It's like,
not even that. He just picks it and jumps back to the damn enclosure.
It literally just pops up and says, "Hey, where do you guys want me to put this dinosaur? I'm done."
I love
Right?
how this one guest review is like, I know Tony would bring his armor, but why would any of the other Avengers bring their armor or gear? Well, first off, Captain America, like, lives in his gear, so...
Captain America is his gear.
Second off...
Also because they're the Avengers.
Second off, Hawkeye always brings his bow everywhere. Third off...
Yeah, he disguised that shit.
Black Widow doesn't need a weapon to kill you.
But she carries the
Black
weapon.
Widow could kill a dinosaur with enough fucking.
Fifth off, Thor. Yeah, Thor's just gonna leave Mjolnir behind.
Yeah.
Even if he did, it wouldn't fucking matter.
Also, he would also wear his clothing because his clothing is some sort of magical shit by Asgardian standards.
Well, okay, he does wear normal clothes sometimes to fit in when people tell him to.
Yeah, but if they're going there as the Avengers and it's a personal invitation, they're probably being invited because they're the Avengers.
Costume.
Yeah.
All right, let's say they're going incognito. Doesn't matter. Thor has shown he can just transformation sequence. Okay, I'm wearing my shit now.
True as well, but he also wouldn't leave Mjolnir behind.
Oh hell no, that's coming with him.
So
that is attached to him by the
pretty much the only person that wouldn't be paranoid enough or have a reason to not bring their gear. So pretty much Ant-Man is the only person who wouldn't bring anything with them because they're
It's shrunken in the watch.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, what I'm saying, though, is like, he hasn't been attacked as much as Tony Stark. He's not as attached to his stuff as Captain America and Thor. He's not a fucking assassin like Hawkeye and Black Widow. He was average dude who's kind of smart, who ended up way above his head. You know?
Yeah, sure, he might forget his shit, but in all likelihood, nah, he's carrying that shit shrunk down on him.
Probably. I mean, it's
Just
like, why
in case.
wouldn't you?
Exactly, especially if you just shrink shit.
Yeah, and so it's just like, I can't. Why would why would any of them bring their stuff? It's like, did we watch the same fucking movie? I feel like your
Apparently
IQ
not.
is like room temperature at this point, my dude. I might be late to the party, but this one is right in the feels. I mean, right in the feels. I mean, like, I'm crying right now. I'm literally crying. I liked Owen's Raptors before, but dang, man, you really got me. I really loved those Raptors, and you killed them off. Oh, I'm so sad.
What?
He's literally pissing and shitting himself.
He's literally pissing and shitting himself.
God damn it.
How can Tony possibly outrun a Carnoraptor? Those things are freaking fast. I mean, if he's wearing his Iron Man suit. They don't meet Scott till Civil War, yeah, I know. I can see Ant-Man patrolling the perimeter while everyone's prepping to hunt the Indominus.
No, bullshit.
What? Huh?
He's not that kind of guy.
Captain America can get anyone to trust him. It's no wonder he was able to get those 3 Raptors to trust him. Now... To be honest, you're overusing cliffhangers and it's becoming cliche. Okay, I'm out. This should have been over in seconds. Between Rhodey and Tony, there shouldn't be a fight at all. They should just be kicking the shit out of this dinosaur instantly.
Ding, 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 ding.
So
We have a
chapter
winner.
15 is where they start fighting the dinosaur, and it takes another 13 chapters to finally beat it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
With
you see, it's
Thor?
really smart. You can turn invisible. Iron Man turns on thermal optics. Oh, hey, there it is. Let me shoot it with a missile.
I mean, it's not even that. It's just like, all right, fucking Iron Man would just be like, all right, cool, we can't see it. All right, anyway, so my satellite's over the island now, and I have a complete lithographic map of the island. It's right here.
Yeah, I've got radar pointing right where this damn thing is. I can see it moving. I can see it scratching its head.
It's like, bro.
Up on your dudes.
Anyway, so Terran Alliance. Let's just scroll up a bit. Terran Alliance. Harry Potter after the war. Harry Potter times Guinea. Avengers and the Olympians. The Lightning Thief. Steve Rogers thought he saw it all after the Chitauri invasion, but when he's attacked by strange monsters, he realizes there's more mysteries in the world. In his search for answers, he discovers the truth about who he is, a demigod, and begins the greatest adventure of his life. Okay, well, first off, no, he's not. Well, second off, that is a gargantuan spit in the face to the character of Steve Rogers.
I mean, other authors have done worse.
True.
Like, literally, Captain America is supposed to be about someone who wanted to give everything but had nothing to give, was given the chance to do so, and because he was so raw good, he became
selfless,
a symbol for being good. And you're gonna be out here like, oh well, actually, he's a demigod.
Well, to be fair, apparently people just have apparently have problems understanding that, which is why people like Garth Ennis exist. And I hate them. Fuck you, Garth Ennis, you're a bitch.
I'm aware people have trouble understanding that. We wouldn't have had half the stories on this website if people didn't have trouble understanding that. But also, this is completely against Percy Jackson fan lore as well, because you don't get your demigod shit going on late in the story. Like, Steve Rogers has been an adult for a while now. By the time of the Avengers movie, he's like 26. At least. So, you know, you turn 10 and you start having monsters try to eat you. And if the Erskine formula is supposed to amplify all of your attributes, then your demigod powers would probably have been amplified as well, which would have made the monsters attack you now if they weren't before either. So it's got fanfictionitis of like, I want this thing to happen, so we're just going to ignore everything about the series to make it happen. It's cringe. Does he still open these chapters? So 5 years later, does he still open the chapters with massive author notes about himself? No, he does not. You know what? To be fair to this guy, his spelling and grammar massively improves. And he's even got, I think that's actually proper grammar. Yeah, no, holy shit. He's actually using grammar tags. Mostly. Missed that one right there. Yeah, missed that one right there as well. Actually using ellipses correctly. I mean, massive increase. So credit where credit is due. His ideas may have stayed absolute hot trash, but his grammar did get better. But we're trying to find Middle-earth and Mandalorians. A Mandalorian warrior attempts to escape the Empire but ends up on Middle-earth, where he meets the Council of Elves and gets invited to become a Fellowship of the Ring.
Author cease and desist.
He will not.
When an incident with the Tesseract sends the Avengers to Middle-earth, that's actually believable. They meet Thorin Oakenshield. Well, see, the thing is that the Tesseract is the space artifact, and the Infinity Stone is quite literally a fragment of the original creation of reality.
Yeah, but...
So if anything could send you to another reality...
That is the one thing that could possibly do it, yes. I just don't think that by itself it has enough juice. With the Power Stone, sure.
Yeah, that's fair. Because its main realm is in fact space, not dimension.
Also, alright, if it within any of the worlds that are in the local ecosystem within Yggdrasil, so any of that shit, yeah, sure. Or parallel worlds like what's the Disney Plus one with Loki?
Loki.
It's Loki, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
The multiple dimensions there, sure. Or one of the fucking multiverse of madness bullshit alternate worlds, sure. But beyond that, outside of the Marvel ecosystem, yeah, you're gonna need like the Power Stone backing that up at a minimum.
At a minimum.
Is that a pizza-based
Probably
ice cream
all of them.
cone? Oh my god.
Yes, and it looks
I want one.
delicious.
I
want one.
definitely want one.
But
Where?
to kind of get back to the whole talk
Where are we
regarding
looking
like
at?
Space Zone, for the sake of a story, I could probably just like nod my head and just use that as an excuse. Like, okay, fine,
Sure,
whatever.
but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't
If
like-
someone was just like, "Hey, the space stone sent him here," I'd be like, all right.
It's not the most strange.
I
It's
don't
at
like
least
the
enough to nod my head.
destination. I don't like sending those characters to that destination. Let me put it
Yeah,
that way.
see, that's well, I talk about that a lot more in terms of what actually is what actually comes out of that sort of scenario. You know, okay, so
Garbage.
Captain America is in the time of the Hobbit. What does he do? How does he change the story? What's his impact?
He's just a stronger ranger.
Yeah, he can keep up with the elves, and he's an extra fist, and he punches an extra orc.
He kills a few things with a sword.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing, is that people are like, Steve, I just wouldn't kill. It's like, my fucker, he's a soldier.
The fuck you wouldn't?
He literally blew up facilities with Nazis still in them. And like, yeah, it was Nazis, but like...
He beats the shit out of people with the
But
shield. That thing ain't soft.
They say Nazis aren't people, Sneaky. It's okay to kill them because they're not people.
He shows a lot more restraint later on because he has the ability to. But, you know, when push came to shove and it was like, all right, well, here's a bunch of Nazis. They want to kill everyone. What did he do? He burned the facility with them all still in it.
They're trying to kill me. I'm gonna kill them. Problem solved.
Average anti-Nazi when they see a Nazi, 3,000 word essay. Captain America when he sees an actual Nazi, left trigger plus right trigger.
A, left trigger, right trigger, up stick.
No, that's just the aim and fire. He doesn't do combos.
Well, no, he does combos.
Look, Captain America was the most brain dead character in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, right?
Yeah.
And I will fight anyone who says otherwise, because you know you're fucking wrong.
But anyway, so it's like, okay,
Yes,
wow,
moving on.
Black Widow is in The Hobbit. What does she do? Nothing the main cast didn't do. Yeah, but it's like nothing the main cast didn't do. Oh, Tony Stark is in The Hobbit. What does he do? Nothing.
He uses his hand and armor to kill everything.
Well, except the fact that Smaug can absolutely beat his ass.
No, not even close. Wait, which suit are we talking?
Literally any of them, because Smaug.
No, kiss my ass.
Smaug literally has storybook protections.
Smug can kiss my ass. Tony would eat. All right, Tony would lose in the first fight. He would get his ass handed to him. Then he'd turn around and go, "Okay, now how do I?"
But the
it?
issue here is that there wouldn't be a second fight because Smaug would just kill
bold
him.
Bold of you to assume Smaug would let someone live.
Yeah.
Bold of you to assume he could catch Tony when Tony actually needed to run away.
Dude,
okay, he's not
no,
wrong on that.
no. The fucking Bilbo Baggins needed a legendary artifact to avoid this man's sight.
Smug is not fast.
Sight is way different than speed, my dude. Yes, Tony would. Yeah, Tony can just fucking zoom away because he's literally faster than a jet.
Tony casually breaks the sound barrier easily.
You have failed this fandom at the bottom. You have failed this fandom. Oh god.
Yeah,
A crazy fanatic starts sending threats to Raptor2216. The author calls in a friend to deal with this menace. A crack fic that will punish a crazy reviewer featuring Arrow.
What the fuck?
Dude got harassed, and his response was to create a crack fic where the main character of Arrow, the TV show, beats up the reviewer.
Wow.
Least
that
schizophrenic author. Least schizophrenic fanfiction author.
A special kind of stupid.
How sad of a person do you have to be to make this?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought this was a nice way to stand up to the trolls of the internet. Now, the way you stand up to the trolls on the internet is to fucking ignore them.
Giving them attention makes them stronger, haven't you learned?
The dude shows up in the reviews to say, fuck you all, I can say whatever I want.
Not wrong.
Jesus fucking Christ. You can call me Alfred? What?
I understand. He's a fucking guest review. The best part is a fucking guest review. And the dude could have just turned fucking guest reviews off. And because you could back then. And just be like,
you still can now.
No, you can't now.
You have to curate them.
It's called curator mode now, and you have to approve every guest review, but if you don't approve the guest review, it'll be posted after 30 days anyway.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it adds a delay for the reviews.
So now they want me to monitor my stories like I'm a Reddit mod?
Yes!
Mod your story reviews, yes.
Only guest reviews. Everything else goes straight up.
Yeah. You sure taught this pig a lesson, Raptor2216.
Uncle Phil, you gotta kick this man's butt.
Uncle Phil, I'm afraid we're gonna have to kill him. Oh, shucks.
Implying nah. That's implying Uncle Phil wouldn't kill a motherfucker.
Damn, Miku, it looks like we have to kill him.
Wee wee.
Jeffrey, get Lucille. Pulls out up.
Oh god. There is a guest reviewer who reads one of my other stories and he calls himself the Pig. He has left very abusive reviews, even death threats against my family for not updating often enough.
Okay.
Mega Mind plays. Yes, I'm going to threaten you to update more. I shall kill you if you don't update more. Oh. I will kill your whole family if you don't update your story more. Signed, guest reviewer. Take this seriously. This is a real threat.
You're making it sound like Jeffrey, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like he's leaving a review on my phone. Picks up phone and tries to dial the off.
Yes, exactly, Aura. Thank you.
Oh, what did Aura say?
Or no, Aura posted the Miku picture.
9K.
I think we're gonna have to kill this guy, Miku. Damn. Oh god. In the basement of his parents' house, sitting at his computer, the fanfiction reader who called himself the Pig is typing away, leaving his latest hate review on Raptor2216's story called Operation Illuvatar. Raptor2216 had once again not listened to him when he demanded that Raptor2216 update more often, and the Pig was furious. He had to show Raptor2216 that his opinion was more important. Nothing brings him more sadistic pleasure than threatening fanfiction writers from the keyboard.
There's several levels of what?
There's levels of, bro, what the fuck are you doing? This is reaching that.
This is the what's that fucking meme of Jesse? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Jesse, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Indeed. Yeah. Here you go, guys. Here you go. Let me post this as well. Yeah, shit, Rex. Where is it? Oh god. Oh. You guys thought it was bad before. Just wait. Suddenly, without warning, the lights go off in the basement. The Pig is startled and turns around in his seat, just in time to feel a dart pierce his skin. A second later, he passes out. When he next opens his eyes, he finds himself tied in a chair, sitting in the middle of an empty cement room that is almost completely dark. "Where am I?" he gasps out. "You're here because you've crossed the line!"
Okay, Ed,
oh my
calm down.
fucking god.
The Pig looks desperately around the room, seeing a dark figure in the corner. "Who are you? Do you know who I am?" he demands. Well, that's an easy one. You respond with, "Oh no, don't tell me he's amnesic too." Yeah, I do. And my opinion of you has dropped even lower, if that was ever possible. Either way, I don't care less who you are as for who I am. A figure steps into the light, revealing a man dressed in a green suit with a green hood and green mask. He's holding a bow and has a quiver of arrows on his back. My name is Oliver Queen, but in this identity, I am the Green Arrow. And I'm here because a good friend of mine and fan, known as Raptor2216,
Oh my
asked
God.
for a favor.
End it now. Please stop.
I'm dying of cringe.
The coward can't face me himself, the pig responds indignantly. You're psychotic.
Warning. Life signs critical. Please seek medical attention.
Oliver responds simply before explaining. He's busy with school and family, and I know he enjoys things like this. I consider it a privilege from him to ask me to do this his stead. Do what the pig demands. Raptor2216 is sick of you threatening him and his family just because he doesn't update often enough for you or write his story according to your wishes. You seem incapable of realizing that he has a life outside of writing, or that he has different opinions from you, or that Operation Louvetar is not his high priority. Oliver says. He then smiles slightly and says, You are very unlucky. I am the one dealing with you. Anyone else would have thrown you into an asylum because you are a delusional sociopath. No, I will deal with you differently. Oliver steps forward threateningly, and the pig, despite maintaining his psychotic belief, now starts to fear. What do you mean, he demands. Oliver smirks as he draws an arrow from his quiver. Sir, I spent 5 years lost on an island, lost in Hong Kong, and lost in Russia. I learned a lot of things. I especially learned a lot about pain. I learned what kills. I learned what cripples. And what just hurts. He smirks and says, The pig, you have failed the fandom!
What in the fresh fuck is this mess? Jesus Christ! I should go eat dinner. Holy fuck!
Nope, I'm done. That's enough internet for me tonight.
Hold on, we have a little bit more to go.
No.
Fine, hurry up. Jesus Christ, this is painful.
Oliver's hand holding the arrow swings down, and a scream echoes through the room with the sound of an arrowhead piercing skin. An hour later, Oliver slowly steps back from his victim. For the last hour, he had subjected the pig to the worst he could without crippling or killing him, including physical torture, torturing with playing his most hated song on repeat at very obnoxious volumes.
Is this supposed to be a good guy?
A. Yes. B.
Apparently. Ollie does actually get up to some sus shit in the series.
Yeah.
Especially early on.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not a fan of DC in general, so I'll take your word for that.
You weren't missing much.
Now have you learned your lesson? Oliver demands. The pig looks up at him, one eye swollen shut thanks to being punched once in the face, and is able to nod. Good, but you see, Raptor 2216 and I don't trust you not to go back to your antics, so I brought another friend to take care of that for good. Oliver says as he steps back.
Who fucking is it? Batman? Is it Batman? I swear to God.
Terrified
It's
of
Batman.
more torture, the pig struggles against his bonds. But what Oliver says next confuses him. You picked a very strange moniker for your reviews to be under, and I think it kind of fits. So why not solve this problem for good by giving you what you wanted? Footsteps. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't
What?
even want to
What?
fucking...
Footsteps echo as another person enters the room. The pig
Oh my...
looks up and sees a young man standing before him
No.
wearing a dark
No.
robe.
Batman.
Then he raises what looks to be a stick, and then right then the pig notices a scar shaped like a lightning bolt on his forehead. Transforo
fucking God.
Porcus! Harry Potter shouts.
No, I'm done.
We're done. Good night, everybody. I'm
Light
going to do other
shoots
things.
from his wand, and the light hits the pig, and from his form he begins to twist and shrink until it turns into a small, dirty piglet, and the pig looks up at them and snorts. Oliver chuckles at the justice of it all, and then Harry asks, "What do you want me to do with him?" And Oliver responds with, "Dump him on a farm, I don't care. Let's just hope he doesn't get made into bacon." Oliver says before leaving in triumph, glad to have killed yet another sociopath.
Wait, what?
Oliver
Glad
gets
you-
up to some
glad to have
dark
killed
shit.
another
Because this
sociopath.
definitely wasn't sociopathic behavior on display at all.
Okay,
This is like... This
does
is...
some suspect shit,
I
especially in the
You know,
first few
you know those
seasons.
stories of people going like, this character reads this. I can just imagine them read like to Oliver. They're just like, what the fuck am I
Who was
reading?
the author of this?
Like, okay, the first few seasons of CW's Arrow
yeah.
are more like they mistook the Green Arrow for the Punisher.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was pretty badass, but it did not fit with, comic book Oliver Queen's happy-go-lucky,
Yeah,
jovial mentality.
the problem with
at all.
the problem I have
have,
with the Arrow the most is that they would have all these like really serious moments, and then he would pull out like a fart bomb boxing glove arrow.
Like, he has a boxing glove arrow. He's not a very serious character.
And he's like, "Oh, I've been saving this arrow for just such an occasion," and then he shoots the fart bomb boxing glove arrow at like a van, and then it explodes and then turns into a toy car, and he's like, "Oh, haha, I forgot about that function." And it's just like, what?
It's like Batman, but crack.
Oh, I know, I
No.
know, and I'm fine with his wacky, ridiculous arrows. I'm just saying it's like the scene right before he pulls out this arrow, he's like fighting for his life against an assassin that's trying to kill him, and his arm gets fucking cut off, and he's like bleeding out in the snow. It's like, what? And then,
Yeah, it was pretty
and
whiplashy.
then he pulls out a fart bomb punching arrow, and it's like, huh?
Huh?
DC.
DC
Cringe.
moment indeed.
But yeah, like that was my issue with CW's Arrow, is that it was very whiplashy in terms of what it was trying to do and be. So like it would have all
But
these
that's the
serious
later
moments.
seasons.
Yeah, I know.
The early seasons, it was Oliver goes full Punisher.
Yeah. And then there was that one fucking episode where like his daughter or whatever was like trying to fight Kingpin, and like,
Huh?
yeah. like his apprentice or daughter or whatever the fuck it was like trying to fight Kingpin, but like Kingpin was like in a Hawaiian tee in the middle of winter, and he's like,
I mean,
stupid little girl, and like
I
those
stopped
kinda
watching
sound
this
like
about
Kingpin.
3 or 4 seasons in, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah. So effectively, like, I don't know why she's fighting Kingpin. Just she was. And like he's like just walking towards her, and she shoots her entire quiver of random arrows at him, and nothing works. And then like she hits him with an exploding propane tank, and he's like lol. And then she tases him, and he's like, that tickles. And then a car hits him, and he lifts the car off himself, and he's like, you'll have to try harder. It's like
He's just built different, Sneaky.
he was built different, okay? I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, the Kingpin he doesn't have superpowers. He's just really big.
Okay, but Kingpin is a Marvel villain. This was DC, so it's not Kingpin, it's somebody else who is standing in for him, obviously.
It was basically a Kingpin XP. Like, he was some fucking mafia
Yes.
boss. I was just like, what the fuck is going
People
on?
people like the Kingpin, so they're like, oh, Kingpin, he's so cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then they try to make him like more powerful than he actually is. All because they read that one Spider-Man comic.
Yeah.
I mean, he was strong. Yes, he was strong fat, because this fat motherfucker got tired of being called fat, so he started lifting weights. Yeah, he was a bear.
He was definitely a big one.
It was a big old boy.
Dude's created a fandom page for his Terran Alliance. Alright, so wait. His first story was... Oh, wait, hold on. We have to sort it by fucking posting date. The first story mentioning the Terran Alliance was Rise of the Terran Alliance. Several months after the Battle of Geonosis, the Republic learns that the CIS is exploring a neighboring galaxy. A Republic search for the CIS results in the discovery of Earth. With the Clone Wars now expanding beyond the galaxy, the Republic aids the people of Earth against the CIS, and the Terran Alliance is born. When the Republic turns to darkness, how will Earth respond?
Probably the same way it responds to most shit.
I mean,
also
nukes?
known as I was gonna say the creation of the creation of Oni. This is how Oni gets started.
Oh no.
Oni, also known as war crimes extraordinaire.
You are aware Oni already exists, right?
I'm joking.
Okay. Want to be clear, Oni's real. That's not a fictional...
It's called the CIA.
No, it's called the Office of Naval Intelligence. That's
well,
real.
Oh. I thought
That is a real thing.
Yeah, Oni
you know what I
is
mean
real.
You know what I mean when I say Oni, okay?
I know what you mean, but what I'm telling you is the shit that Oni gets up to in the books is literally the kind of shit that Oni gets up to in real life.
Yes, I know.
They're basically just an arm of the CIA.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the CIA is funding SEAL teams, and that is Oni.
Yeah, effectively.
Marine checks in next door. Hey, you guys want to destabilize a small country for fun?
I mean, that is kind of what they do.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah. For fun and profit.
I am now...
It's mostly for fun.
I am now in my 20s. He's updated this in 2020. I love fan fiction, and writing is one of my... passions.
God damn it.
How did he spell it?
P-A-S-H-I-O-N-S.
I don't know why. I fully expect it to be spelled like pistachio somehow. That's how you went about saying
Not
it.
wrong. And this guy is something else. Let's see if we can find anything else today.
And I'm out.
We're done. We're done. This is done.
All right.
It's our gamer. It's 9:34.
It's
This was
Friday.
cringe. No.
It's Friday.
Yay!
Yippee!
No, let's go play Dota.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we'll close it up here. Fine. All right, we'll see everyone on Tuesday. But remember, there is always more out there.